This, the second generation Mazda 6, brings one chapter of the Mazda regeneration to a close. It was the original Mazda 6 that began the whole zoom thing when it took over from the 626, and whatever you think of the slogan, you can't deny that the brand has been through a transformation over the past few years. Gone are the dull, worthy designs of the mid-1990s, and in their place are cars, well, like the new 6. I really like the way the new car looks, and with daytime running lights, it's certainly hard to miss once it's on the move. Even parked up, though, it's a good looker, and it turned heads wherever we took it. Inside, the story's one of quality, with soft-touch plastics adorning the dashboard and comfortable seats both front and rear. 3 body styles are offered, together with a choice of 3 petrol and 1 diesel engines. Our test car was a 5-door hatchback with the 2-litre diesel in TS2 trim, one of 5 equipment levels. This car, in fact, is predicted to be the best seller of the range, with the large boot adding to its appeal. Of course, if that load space isn't quite big enough for you, there's always the Mazda 6 Estate, costing £700 more than the hatchback. Now, we have to say that we quite like Mazda. For starters, the MX-5 and RX-8 are 2 fine sports cars, while the CX-7 we tested back in 2007 made a strange kind of sense, even though it's a 4x4 that's not actually intended to go off-road at all. So, how does the bread-and-butter Mazda 6 fare? Pretty well, actually. Its biggest problems are its rivals, which include the new Honda Accord, the Vauxhall Insignia, and the current runaway segment leader, the Ford Mondeo. The Mazda 6 isn't as good dynamically as the Mondeo, but it does drive well. Add to that the build quality and aftercare that the Japanese manufacturers excel at, and you start to see that the new car has a lot going for it. As well as the new look, the second-generation car is a lot stiffer and a bit bigger than the model it replaces. Yet, just like the new Mazda 2, it's actually lighter than the old car. Together with improvements to the range of engines, that weight saving helps deliver better fuel economy and lower CO2 emissions, so vehicle excise duty is lower than for the equivalent first-generation 6. Now, that might not sound all that sexy, but it's not intended to be. Most Mazda 6s will be fleet sales, and so will spend their lives transporting the lieutenants of industry to and from their important meetings. For them, comfortable seats, reliability, good economy, and lower taxes are far more important than 0 to 62 times or top speeds. Take our test car, for example. It'll do 50.4 miles to the gallon, compared to 47.1 in the old Mazda 6, while CO2 figures are down 11%. It's no slouch, though, with the 0 to 62 sprint taking just half a second longer than the 2-litre petrol model. The other area in which Mazda has poured millions of yen and man-hours is what's known as NVH, noise, vibration and harshness. The new car is a lot quieter than its predecessor as a result, with class-leading levels of refinement. So, our salesman's going to be a bit less stressed when he reaches his meeting. Finally, standard levels of equipment are fairly high, with our TS2 car getting a Bluetooth phone system, bigger alloy wheels, and automatic wipers and headlights, as well as climate control, a trip computer and cruise control from the lower TS spec. OK, the Mazda 6 probably won't topple the Mondeo from its lofty perch, but it will appeal to drivers looking for something a little different. It looks good, it drives well, and it's cheaper to run than the previous model. So, expect to see one on the way to an important meeting near you soon.